I said that this morning I had gone to an orphanage because I wished to celebrate Diwali with these children. And when I came out, when I went inside, the media was there. When after about an hour I came outside, it was there. And I am saying this with all sincerity, that I have great respect for the media. I consider media to be absolutely essential for the efficient functioning of the democracy. And this has been my attitude when I was in the government. In fact, I started my ministerial career with information and broadcasting, functioning of the democracy. And this has been my attitude when I was in the government. In fact, I started my ministerial career with information and broadcasting ministry. So I had to interact with the media on a regular basis. This has been my attitude when I was in the government. This has been my attitude even when I was in opposition. And your senior colleagues can tell you that after my resignation from the government in 1986 till 89, the senior media people or those who cover various parties, any day I was in Delhi, they will come to my place, residence at 3 Soneri Bagh Road, like they used to go to various party headquarters to do the coverage. I have enjoyed that kind of relationship with the media always. Therefore, I really felt concerned that you will think that I am being rude to you. I do not want to talk to you. You will think that I am not showing courtesy to you. And that made me feel concerned. Therefore, I said there that I am always available to the media, but I am not available to those who are masquerading as media, but they actually are doing the party work. And therefore I requested you to send the request to Raj Bhavan so that people here can verify. And it is not only today, I am always available to those who are in the media. I have a duty as a man in public life to entertain media. And there is no question of my showing any disrespect. Not that when I am in, I call you, I do not have this record. You can check anywhere. When in opposition, then they will say syndicated media. These are not my words. And when in government, they will tell the media to get out. I have never used these words. I am not used to this thing. When in opposition, the word which was constantly used, who used it, you know better. I won't name the person. Was syndicated media. And when in government, then media people were told to get out. That is not my way of doing things. They are raising this question. I called a vice chancellor criminal. You tell me, I will say sorry if you find me a substitute word. What other word should I use for a person who invites me to Kannur to facilitate attack on me? And when can you take the plea? If you are witness to a crime and you are asked to describe it, can you take the plea that I am not a security expert, therefore I will not write anything about it? This Vice Chancellor of Kannur University, after Kannur incident, he wrote back to the Raj Bhavan that I am not a security expert, therefore I cannot give report. You invite me there? You violate the approved program, you violate every guideline. I am made to sit there listening to the speeches for more than 1.5 hour. And then when you are asked to send the report what happened there, then you are sending the reply, since I am not a security expert, therefore I can't write anything. Only a conspirator can do that. Who else will do it? You find me a substitute word for somebody who indulges in this behavior. I will withdraw my earlier statement and say sorry to the man. Somebody, he may be 100 years old. If he comes and tries to stop you, you are standing at the podium, and he tore down the shirt of my ADC. He tried to reach me. Is it allowed when governor is speaking for anybody to stand from their seats? Nobody is allowed. Law does not allow it. And this is now recently only when I saw the video, the day I had met all of you, that I could see that a man who was supposed to be on the stage, he was in the audience, inciting people to raise slogans. The political secretary of the chief minister, he was there in the audience. So in fact, I could have used even stronger language, because these are all activities in which they indulged. They were unlawful activities. So unlawful activities, anybody, only how many judgments recently the Honorable High Court has given in which the Honorable Court has said that you have exceeded your power? I ask you. How in recent days, how many judgments? Doing what? Exceeding your power. Who exceeds his power? No, they have not said about the Chancellor. They have said about Vice Chancellor. So who exceeds his power? If not a criminal, who else exceeds his power? But if you find a problem with the use of the word which I have used, I am ready to say sorry, provided you give me a substitute word to describe this behavior, if there is any. So, you are, actually, I have heard that in Malayalam papers, and I have said it so many times, that I feel ashamed of myself, that I am not able to, after 3 years, I am not able to express myself in Malayalam. And because, maybe because I spend a lot of time outside Kerala. In fact, I sent the word to people concerned. I said, I do not have time to engage in petty fights. You just see my record. How many 1,000 kilometers I have traveled during last 3 years. Because requests come from Maharashtra, now I am going to Odisha, requests come from Uttarakhand, requests come from Tamil Nadu, requests come from Andhra Pradesh, from Telangana. They want me to come and speak to them. And I am possibly, I am one who has been, first 2 months I received letter from Rashtrapati Bhavan. Because normally governor is not allowed to stay more than 5 days outside the state. They told me you are spending more time outside the state. Then I provided all the details. I am not visiting my home state. I am going all over India. Then I do not know about others. But I was exempted from that protocol requirement. And the result is that every month I am spending possibly 14, 15 days outside, 10 days in various districts of Kerala. Trivandrum, I am hardly there for 4 or 5 days. Mostly I am outside Trivandrum. But I believe recently, some 2 weeks back or 1 week back, a word was used in Malayalam. Pipuli. I do not know what it means. But when I tried to find out the meaning, then I realized that that was the right word. Because if somebody indulges in Chapri Vidya, then dose of little pipadi is needed. If you indulge in Chapri Vidya, deceiving people, saying things which are untrue all the time, then it becomes absolutely necessary to give a dose of pipadi. For 2 years I was told, party is not under my control. It is they who create problems. It is they who make irresponsible statements. And later I came to know that that was all untruth. When I talked to the then leader of the party, who is no more, I won't name anybody, then I came to know that whatever I was being fed through various intermediaries, that was totally, absolutely without basis. Everything was, for instance, I will give you just one example. 2 years back, I passed an order as Chancellor. That order has not been stayed by any court. That order was challenged in the court, but court refused to stay it. But the Vice Chancellor did not implement it. Chancellor's order is not being implemented by the Vice Chancellor. Can it happen? Finally, when I decided, when he was going to retire a month before, I said, 2 years have passed, and this man has not implemented, rather he went to the court and government had to direct him to withdraw the matter. Court had refused to give his stay order. So when about a month or 2 months were left for his retirement, I wrote a letter to the Chief Minister. I said, this is what has happened. You are fully aware. Last 2 years, without any legal intervention, he has refused to implement my order. I'm writing this letter to seek your advice what I should do in this matter. He acknowledged the letter, and after that, no information. He did not give any reply to my letter. What I do, I ask you, what should I do? When this Kerala Vice Chancellor used language which was highly insulting for the first citizen of India, highly insulting. The words which he had used were, government of the day is not in favor of honoring the President of India. I called him. He did not call back for another 6 days. You tell me, what should I do? If the chief of my government, last 3 years, I have written number of times and told him personally, whenever I had the occasion to meet him, it is your constitutional duty to brief me regularly. He has never done it. So he has right to break every convention. The complaint which I have against media, I should also share that with you. That he says with bare face, he says there was no Onam function in Tiruvendra. He said to you, was there a function or not function? There was. He said, but there was no function of Onam. He has broken the convention which was prevalent since the time governor was appointed in Kerala, where governor was officially invited to attend the Onam celebration. When I finally realized that invitation is not going to come, I celebrated Onam with the Adivasis of Attapadi. And he is telling you there was no Onam celebration. You in your papers have published the photographs of the Onam. And you did not ask him, sir, function was there? Nobody pointed out. This is my complaint against you. If you do not have the courage to ask this simple question, then why you should bother so much about talking to me? That is the only complaint which I have. You participated in that function, and the man is saying there was no Onam function in Tiruvendra. How can you justify that? Now, if you want to ask me about the recent letter which has been sent to the Vice Chancellors, the Supreme Court judgment is absolutely clear. Supreme Court judgment has not found any deficiency in the Vice Chancellor of the APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University. Supreme Court has not said that she was underqualified, like the appointment which they tried to make in Kannur. Supreme Court has not said that. Supreme Court has not cast any aspersion on the Vice Chancellor. Vice Chancellor, I personally would say that she was working in a very efficient manner. Even the Supreme Court has not found any fault with her. Supreme Court has said that the process of selection and appointment was illegal right from day one. Supreme Court has not damned the Vice Chancellor. Supreme Court has merely pointed out that a selection process which is repugnant to the UGC regulations, any appointment done through that selection process which is repugnant shall be void ab initio. The words are to be kept in mind. Void ab initio means that the person will not be entitled to the benefits after retirement. That is what ab initio means. In my letter, I only tried to suggest to them an honorable exit. I have not pointed out that you are inefficient, you are not doing your work properly, you are doing this thing wrong. No. As Chancellor of the universities, more so as Governor of Kerala, it is my duty to uphold the Constitution, to uphold the judgment of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has said that any appointment made where panel is not there, only one single name is recommended, it will be void ab initio. If any person other than the academics is part of the selection committee, appointment will be void ab initio. Supreme Court has not found fault, Honorable Supreme Court has not found fault with the individual Vice Chancellors. I have not tried to blame them for anything. I have just pointed out that this is what Honorable Supreme Court has said. Since all these 9, these are not only 9, 2 other cases I am studying because they are the first term Vice Chancellors. So I am studying, I have sought opinion, legal opinion, whether the first term recently appointed, created universities. Because Supreme Court does not make any exception. Therefore, because that matter is under study, under consideration, therefore those 2 universities I have not included. Maybe tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow, when the final opinion comes, I'm holding meetings with the lawyers, talking to the lawyers. And I'm not just depending on one opinion, one person's opinion. I'm talking to so many people, very senior. Don't forget that I'm myself a lawyer. And although I have not practiced for a long time, but say on a matter like triple divorce, I was not representing any party, but the Supreme Court asked me to speak. And they gave me 1 hour on the first day and 45 minutes on the last day of submissions. So I'm not a lay person. I have some idea of law. I have not practiced law for long, but I have been in the business of lawmaking for very long. But still I am consulting senior lawyers to make final opinion about the other two universities. Only when I am able to come to a conclusion, then we will start the proceeding. So this letter which was sent to the Vice Chancellor, this was not a letter to remove them. This was a letter to tell them this is the judgment of the Supreme Court, and now I am duty bound to start proceedings for the fresh appointment of the Vice Chancellors. Therefore, the honorable way will be that you send your resignation. They have refused and papers have reported. Now it has become clear that whose instructions Vice Chancellors follow. Papers have said today that LDF has given them instructions not to resign. Now you can understand very well whom they have. I'm not going to speak against the Vice Chancellor. In fact, I spoke to at least 2 Vice Chancellors yesterday. I said, I hold you in high esteem. You are, in my opinion, you are one of the best Vice Chancellor, not only in Kerala, but in the country. But Supreme Court has left no option for me but to go for fresh process of selection. And I have all my, I'm honestly telling you, I have all my sympathies with particularly 2-3 Vice Chancellors, whom I consider outstanding. But Supreme Court has not left any scope for me to retain them. They can come through when the fresh process starts. And if they apply, surely their applications can be considered, because Supreme Court has not said one word against any Vice Chancellor, including the Technical University Vice Chancellor. I have not said any word against the Vice Chancellor. Supreme Court has pointed out, if this is the process of appointment, then this appointment becomes illegal, invalid, and word they have used is void ab initio. They have refused to resign. I had given them time till 11:30. Now fresh show cause notices have been issued. Where is the problem? Now if you want to ask me anything, I'm here. Let a lady should have a precedence. Yeah. No, not fresh. Now that they have refused to resign, now formal notices have been issued.
Have you directed them to tender resignation?
No, tender.
Or given explanation to the government?
No. Now that was yesterday when I asked them to resign. Now it is that in the light of Supreme Court decision, why I should not declare your appointment void ab initio, show me cause, and they have been given time up to 3rd of November. They have been given time up to 3rd of November. They can show that why I should not follow the judgment of the Supreme Court. If they come with cogent reasons, I may consider their plea. Yes.
they didn't get natural justice, no proper time for it. That's why they are approached.
Natural justice is when I sack them. I have not sacked them. I only suggested an honorable way out. Because, why I am telling you, second natural justice question can come only when you have sacked them. I have not sacked them. That process has started today. And they have been asked to show cause. Why? Because here I do not even need to sack them. I just have to use the words of the Supreme Court and say, I have asked them that why in the light of the judgment of the Supreme Court I should not declare your appointment as invalid ab initio. Yes.
So the Chief Minister today in his press conference has said that the Supreme Court has made the judgment about the appointment of the Vice Chancellor of the Kerala Technical University, and this judgment is not applicable to the rest of the Vice Chancellors in the state.
Well, if you trust the knowledge of the Chief Minister, you have every right.
No.
With
Do you agree with that?
what I believe in, that any judgment given by the Supreme Court acquires the status of law of the land. The problem with Kerala is that the bright people of Kerala leave Kerala and ignorant people rule the state. Any judgment given by the Supreme Court, the two cases on which Supreme Court has relied, were they about Kerala? One was about Bengal and one was about Gujarat. And they said that the judgment here is clear. In the light of these judgments, the Vice Chancellor's appointment is void ab initio. So they have just decided about APJ University. They have used the precedence of two cases, one pertaining to Gujarat and one pertaining to Bengal. I had advised the Finance Minister day before yesterday that you have said about me that person from UP cannot understand the education system of Kerala, as if Kerala has an education system which is different from rest of India. I said, please, my advice is I will tolerate it, but my advice is don't say same thing about the Supreme Court judges, that they are from Maharashtra and they are from Assam, therefore they do not understand the education system of Kerala. You are majority of your universities. Do you need any other proof? Out of 15 universities, 9 have been issued notice and 2 are being considered. 9 and 2, 11, and 1 has retired. What does it mean? That only in one case proper procedure has been followed.
Today, very stark remark was made by the Chief Minister that he stated if the appointments of these Vice Chancellors were illegal, then the appointment responsibility was with the Governor, and that it was in fact the Governor who should have resigned. This was
please explain it again.
The Chief Minister made this remark, if as you say, the 9 Vice Chancellors' appointment were illegal, then the appointment was given by the Governor. So in that context, it is the Governor who must resign first.
Okay, I understood. So, among the legal appointments, one is which has been done by me. It is right. How much I resisted, everybody knows. There was exchange of letters between Chief Minister and me, and I was insisting, don't ask me to scut. I have publicly admitted that I had agreed that I will respect his choice, but let proceedings be completed. Kannur University. But he was sending AG's opinion. And I have also said that I would have rejected what minister had recommended. But to reject the opinion of the AG at that time would have, I wanted to avoid, I have already told you, I did not want to engage in these petty fights. I wanted to avoid. Since they brought the opinion of the AG, Advocate General, I said even that was wrong on my part. I've said it publicly. Even that was wrong on my part. But for other appointments, I am not responsible. It is, if I am also responsible in one case, and all other 9 cases, the earlier governor. So what does it mean? That the government was bringing the pressure which they built on me through AG's opinion, through a recommendation, through all kind of things. So what I can only imagine the pressure they must have built on the earlier governor.
But if it is not in proper format, how can a chancellor can sign in?
But this is what I am telling you. This is what I am telling you, that if you will inquire into many things, what they do not understand is that democracy means rule of law, not the rule of a ruler. They think why this lady, why this candidate in Kannur University, who is related to the chief minister's political secretary, how come this lady, despite the fact that according to UGC, not according to me, according to UGC, she lacks teaching experience. She cannot be even invited for interview. How come the Vice Chancellor said that we are going to issue the appointment order tomorrow? Then only I intervened. How that happened? They believe their minister trashes the constitution. Another former minister feels no hesitation in speaking the language of Pakistan regarding Kashmir. Any word from the leadership to chastise them? Any word? Tell me. Yes.
Sir, you knew that the appointment of the Kannur Vice Chancellor was illegal or not according to the provisions laid down by the UGC. You might have checked also with legal expert. You were aware that the appointment was not regular, but you had the opportunity to correct it earlier also. Why did you do it?
I will tell you. I will tell you. You are right. I might have consulted, but one goes to consult only after one has doubt in his own mind. I had absolutely no doubt that what they are asking me to do is absolutely illegally wrong. I had no doubt. So therefore, there is nothing wrong in consulting anybody. But I will consult somebody only when I have some doubt in my mind. My only problem was, it was not Chief Minister. It was not Education Minister's recommendation. My only problem was that the senior most law officer of the state, after all, governor, chief minister, minister, if they have any doubt in their mind, to whom they will go? Officially. First let me complete. I will give you full opportunity. To whom they will go? To the Advocate General. Advocate General, by asking him to give his opinion, the Education Minister sends her recommendation accompanied by the opinion of the Advocate General. Now if you receive, as head of the state, you receive opinion of the Advocate General and you want to reject it, then you will have to rely on so many things, including consultation with senior lawyers who are not part of the government. Because to reject the opinion of the Advocate General, it required, that created a little problem for me. I said, if Advocate General is saying, I have written this to the Chief Minister, I am convinced that this is illegality you are asking me to commit. But since Advocate General is saying, I am saying so here, openly, publicly, that it was the Advocate General who misled me to believe that this is legal. I would have rejected the opinion of the Chief Minister. I would have rejected the opinion of the Education Minister, recommendation of the Education Minister, but to reject the opinion of the senior most law officer of the state, it involved bit rigmarole.
So would you recommend taking action against the educator?
Let us, I've used the words, listen carefully. He misled me to believe. But what you are saying, let us first get over this thing which is more important, and then we will come to that. He misled me to believe that it is okay.
So you didn't take a second opinion in that case, right?
Baba, Advocate General is the senior most law officer of the state.
It's okay, but it is a political appointment.
This is what you are saying. This is what, sir, you are saying now. Earlier, before that, the claim was that now I'm so glad you have used the word political appointment. In the case of Vice Chancellors, I'm so happy Advocate General, whether it is political appointment or whatever it is, I believe in respecting the institutions. The Constitution makes it obligatory to abide by the Constitution and have respect for national institutions. He had an institution. But later, if he gives me, if he misleads me into believing something which is basically illegal, and I am pointing out that illegality, and he says, no sir, it is legal, then it becomes a bit complex.
You know that you are law and you know about law, you are not a layman. Like you earlier said you.
I have already told you, I believe in institutions. I don't believe that one person is so wise, including myself, that he should ignore everybody's opinion. That I don't. That is not.
Any kind of solution to this conflict?
What is the conflict?
Government and governor.
No, there is no conflict. Why? Although they did not invite me on Onam, I sent gifts to the house of the Chief Minister. Where is the problem? If the conflict will come if you will try to appoint people in the universities who are not qualified, who are underqualified. If you would like to, this conflict has not been created by me. This conflict has arose because of the judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court.
Governor,
how can I finish it? I ask you, just a minute, I ask you one thing. Me, you, she, he, anybody, are we bound by the Supreme Court decisions or not?
Yeah.
So if we are bound by Supreme Court decisions and I try to uphold that and implement it, then this is conflict. How can you describe it as conflict?
Governor, you had stated your predecessor was holding your position earlier, was in fact pressured to, probably would have been pressured to make these 8 illegal appointments. Isn't that again a problem because you are saying that your predecessor...
No, I am not saying previous governor. I am saying how this government believes in pressurizing the governors and others. This is what I am saying. He was a very, very, very nice gentleman. He came under pressure. Like I came under pressure not of the government. I came under pressure of the opinion of the Advocate General. I have made it clear so many times that it was Advocate General who is the senior most law officer of the state. Advocate General office is an institution. I came under pressure because of that.
So not only in Kanpur case, what about in Sanskrit and Fisheries and Calicut cases? That time also we didn't check the
now that has been upheld by the Supreme Court. Sanskrit University, the one name was recommended to me. So one name, I said, one name, you are supposed to send me a panel of names. Just about. I made this point. In the meantime, what happened, if I were biased, I came to know Because even before coming here, I was invited to various places to give lectures, speeches. So Advanced Studies Center in Shimla, the presidential house in Shimla, Dr. Radhakrishnan had donated it. He had created a society for advanced studies and he had donated that house. It's a palatial house in Shimla where the Viceroy used to lodge during summer. So President Radhakrishnan said that I spent barely 10 days here and it is such a huge building. Why not we use this building for higher studies? They built. Many times they have invited me to give lecture there. Now some friends from there, whom I know very well, who have great academic credentials, they called me and they told me that I'm sending you a book. They did not even tell me who has written the book. I'm just sending you a book and I want your opinion on this book. I received the book, I read the book and I thought that because my objection was limited to the fact that only one name has been given. In fact, if I forget, please remind me that how Finance Minister had come requesting me to nominate this Vice Chairman of the Planning Commission as my nominee. If I forget, please remind me. Then he sent me the book. I read through the book and I immensely liked it. And I asked him, I called him, I said, very good book, very good research one. And this is one of your scholars. He said he is the same person whose file is pending with you for appointment as Vice Chancellor of the Shankaracharya University. So about the men, that is why I told you when I came here that there are 2-3 Vice Chancellors whom I hold in high esteem. I feel sorry for them. The MG University, Shankaracharya University, they are real academics. But law, be you ever so high, the law is above you. You could have faulted me if I had not, I ask you, if I was not resisting the appointment of the Kannur University VC, why they will send the opinion of the AG? That itself indicates that I was resisting the scuttle. We had already received 12 applications from candidates. Already received. When they asked me, when AG gave the opinion, the Chancellor has the power to scuttle, withdraw the order. I said 12 people have already applied. I said does not matter. So, and I am saying it. Please carefully listen to my words. He misled me into believing that the reappointment of Vice Chancellor of Kannur University was legally in order.
Sir, you said that you hold many Vice Chancellors in high esteem.
Yes.
And ever since last Friday the Supreme Court judgment has come. Wasn't there any opportunity from the Chancellor's side to invite the Vice Chancellors to Rajbhavan and discuss with them and brief them about the situation so that they can also voice their opinion directly to you? Instead of issuing an order like this, was there any opportunity to do that?
To invite, I came yesterday. After how many days? 7 days. Tomorrow again I am leaving. And leaving at the request of a fellow governor to attend, to give a lecture in his home state. He is governor elsewhere. On 31st, I am going to deliver Sardar Patel Memorial Lecture at India International Center in Delhi. On 28th, I am going to release, Aligarh Muslim University has published books of Sir Sayyid, the first time, the writings of Sir Sayyid, and they want me to release those books. So I am so busy, I don't have the time. I have written, I spoke to them on phone, many of them. I spoke to them on phone and I said, I am suggesting an honorable exit, and the letter talks only about 21st of November if you resign, which means that I will try to somehow manage that you are not deprived of the benefits. But now I can't say, when I give formal notice, I can't say 21st of November. Because Honorable Supreme Court is saying appointment is void ab initio from the day you were appointed. That was illegal. So in this show cause notice, I have not repeated 21st November. I have said, I have pointed out this is what Supreme Court has said. So show me cause by 3rd of November why under this judgment your appointment should not be declared void ab initio. Now, the letter which has gone today, show cause notice, that does not have 21st November. I'm here. There is no problem no need for 3 people to speak. I will address everybody. Yes. You said? Yes.
Sir, they should have been given more time to explain on what they are saying is they are not deprived of natural justice.
They will
you
say,
did not listen to them. That's what they are
you are repeating the same question which I have already clarified that I have not sacked them yesterday.
No, yesterday's notice is 11:30 the last day.
11:30 is the time so that then show cause notice can be issued. What you are talking about? Read the letter. That is a suggestion. Please go honorably. If you don't go honorably, then I will have to issue show cause notice. Yesterday it was not a show cause notice. And before sending the letter, I have talked to many of them on telephone, explained to them, particularly those whom I hold in high esteem. And you can realize what kind of appointments are made in Kerala, that they don't listen to the Chancellor. They listen to LDF, not even Chief Minister. Your papers have reported that LDF has directed them not to resign. So they are listening to LDF, not paying heed to the Chancellor's word.
Sir, isn't it like a bombardment in higher education institution that 9 universities have...
No, they are going to be 11. I have already told you. You are saying 9. 2 cases are under the study. So you are saying bombardment. Then go to the Supreme Court and say the same thing to them.
Now the 9 universities are to wait for this...
No, my point is that go to the Supreme Court. Ask them to review their judgment. I am not doing anything. Why don't you go to the Supreme Court and ask them to review and say that you have bombarded the universities in Kerala? You can say that to me, but you won't have guts to say one word before the Supreme Court. Why? Because you know what the consequences will be. Let the Finance Minister say that these honorable judges of the Supreme Court, because they are not from Kerala, they are from Maharashtra and Assam, therefore they don't understand the Kerala system of education. Go, show some bravery.
Governor, you said you have a personal rapport, you had a personal rapport with some of these vice chancellors, 3-4 of them are really good. Yet, all the 9 vice chancellors have gone against you to the High Court today. So,
Very difficult. If you have a conditioned mind, very difficult to reply. I have already said, papers have reported today, they have been directed by LDF. And you are not trying to understand that. Underqualified persons are being appointed only because they belong to the cadre.
So you are telling that they are working under the direction of LDF?
Why I am saying you have said it in your newspaper report. You have said, why you are saying that I am saying?
At the very beginning, their name came to before you, it was on the recommendation of the LDF.
Why it was not recommendation of the LDF. What the technique which they used was, and here I am again reminded what I had told you to remind me. Their technique is, Finance Minister comes to me about the selection committee of the Kerala University, and he says, Earlier in the case of Sanskrit University, I was new, I had come then here. Before that was Calicut University. Who was the member of the selection committee? One of the members, Chief Secretary. I said, why Chief Secretary is there? So when they came to me, or it was suggested to me that the normal practice is that governor nominee is normally Chief Secretary. I said, why? I said, the regulation says clearly that only academics should be there. So now they changed the tactics. They came to me and they suggested, appoint Professor, what is his name? No, who is Vice Chairman of the Planning Commission? Ramachandran, Ramachandran. I agreed. Even that was, but he has academic background. But I should not have accepted their recommendation, because I should exercise my independent discretion. But I accepted. Now, when Kerala University matter came, because Vice Chancellor was going to retire, letter was written to Kerala University 4 months back, nominate somebody for the selection committee. But they were told, don't nominate anybody. We are going to change the law, change the selection process, when we will have majority in the selection committee, because now this governor is not going to listen to us. Therefore, you try to create obstacle in the formation of the committee. When this started happening, after I stayed the Kannur University, when Kannur University Vice Chancellor announced that everything is clear, no appointment letter is going to be issued tomorrow, then I stayed there. Then let me complete it. Finance Minister comes to me and he says, sir, the Kerala University Vice Chancellor is going to retire. So can we recommend the name of Professor Ramachandran as your nominee? I said, thank you very much for giving this suggestion. And I asked Principal Secretary, no, not asked. I said, thank you very much, I will keep. Do you want to give it in writing to me? I saw that he was hesitant. Then I told Principal Secretary whom I had asked to come and sit there. I said, note down in the file of the Kerala University that Finance Minister has recommended inclusion of Professor Ramachandran. I said, write down in the file. Call for the file and write down in the file that Finance Minister has recommended inclusion as by nominee. Who is he to suggest by nominee? Therefore, he did not wish to give it in writing. I will tell you something more about writing.